The FBI and Homeland Security are now issuing serious warnings to millions of Americans, both here in the U.S. and abroad, that sleeper cell attacks could be launched on U.S. cities in the near future. In today's video, we're going to break this all down, why this is happening, what the current situation looks like, and why the U.S. may be targeted. Not because we started this, but because of our involvement in supporting Israel's defense against Iran. We'll go over everything in detail and talk about what this might mean for us and what we should be ready for. But first, if you find these daily updates helpful, do me a quick favor. It only takes 2 seconds. Go ahead and tap that like button. It really helps a lot. All right, let's jump in. It's honestly wild to think that the United States could be drawn into yet another conflict. We're already somewhat involved in the Russia-Ukraine war and have been for years, but now this. Israel and Iran trading blows for the third day with no signs of backing down. According to multiple reports, experts believe this conflict could drag on unless Israel takes decisive action and moves to completely dismantle Iran's capabilities. What Israel ultimately decides to do, we don't yet know, but in the meantime, this is what's happening. Israel is urging the U.S. to join the war against Iran in order to dismantle their nuclear program. And this isn't new. Israel has been voicing this concern for decades. The U.S. has echoed similar warnings since the 1970s, saying Iran is on the brink of developing a nuclear program. So what are we supposed to do? For now, we're told to keep an eye on the situation, but just recently we found out that Israel believes Iran could be just weeks away from assembling its first nuclear warhead. Their response? Destroy everything related to it. Facilities, infrastructure, and even scientists, to prevent any possibility of restarting the program. Now they want U.S. backing. Well, the truth is, the U.S. is already involved. Take a look. U.S. helps Israel shoot down barrage of Iranian missiles. That sure sounds like support. Former President Trump also confirmed that the U.S. knew Israel was going to strike Iran, and we didn't warn Iran. Why? Because Israel is our closest ally in the Middle East, and naturally the U.S. will do whatever it takes to back them. Here's where it gets complicated. Iran is now viewing the United States as a potential target. Here's an article that lays it out. It poses a simple but chilling question. What's the worst-case scenario in this Israel-Iran conflict? Let me read this part to you. America gets dragged in. Despite U.S. denials, Iran clearly believes that American forces endorsed and at least tactically supported Israel's attacks. Iran could strike U.S. targets across the Middle East, such as special forces camps in Iraq, military bases in the Gulf, and diplomatic missions. Iran's proxy forces like Hamas and Hezbollah may not be at full strength, but Iraq-based militias aligned with Iran remain armed and active. The U.S. was so concerned about the possibility of these attacks that we actually withdrew some personnel. Publicly, the U.S. has warned Iran of serious consequences if any American targets are attacked. But what if Americans were killed, say, in Tel Aviv or elsewhere? Even if it were accidental, even a miscalculation, it could become a massive international crisis. Let's say a missile is launched and accidentally hits a U.S. base. According to Trump, that would trigger a full U.S. response to take Iran down. Now here's something most people aren't talking about. Listen to this clip. Iran has never evolved diplomatically. You can't trust them. This ideology is dangerous. That same type of surprise attack that Israel saw on October 7th, something similar could happen here in the U.S., especially given how weak our border has been for years. Iran or its loyal proxies could already have people inside our country, just waiting for activation. Think about that. That's what happened in Israel. Hamas launched a surprise attack. Israel wasn't ready for it. And we need to ask, are we ready? Israel was caught off guard. And let's not forget, Hamas is an Iranian proxy. If Israel wasn't prepared, do you think the U.S. is? Maybe a bit more, but let's be honest. We've got a lot going on here. President Trump is handling immigration battles. The No Kings protest just happened. He's working on securing the border, pushing for his big, beautiful bill. All of that, just here at home. Then abroad, he's trying to mediate peace between Ukraine and Russia. And now he's working to make sure this conflict between Israel and Iran doesn't spread into a full-blown regional war. Now check this out. Jonathan Gilliam, former FBI special agent, recently said something that's been echoed by others. Iran could activate sleeper cells already inside the United States. And it's not just him. Look at this headline. MAGA warns of jihadi sleeper cells in U.S. after Israel strikes Iran. We've been hearing these warnings for years. There could be sleeper cells here ready to act, likely tied to Iran. Maybe Hamas, maybe Hezbollah. Possibly the Houthis from Yemen. Out of all of them, Hezbollah is the most concerning, according to multiple FBI reports. They could be anywhere. We don't know which cities, we don't know who they are, we don't know what they look like. They could be bagging groceries, going to college, living quietly in retirement, just waiting for the call. And that's what has people worried. Before we wrap up, here's one final takeaway. The FBI is urging Americans to stay alert. If you see something, say something. It's a tough situation. We're supporting Israel, and yet the official message from President Trump is that we don't want to get involved. He wants peace. But actions speak louder than words. So we'll see how this plays out. For now, the most important thing is to be prepared. This isn't about fear. It's about awareness. I don't want to scare you, I just want you to stay informed and ready. Thanks so much for watching. If you haven't already, consider subscribing. And as always, the moment we get more updates or breaking news about how this situation is unfolding and how it might affect us here at home, you'll be the first to know. So stay safe, stay aware, and I'll see you in the next video.